What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? It's your girl Nita, your favorite diva, and I'm back, and I'm here with my girl Moochie.
What's up, y'all?
All right, y'all. This is our weekly Game of Thrones, the Thrones Revisited series that I'm doing on my channel.
Sorry.
No problem. That I'm doing on my channel, and we're going to have a good time tonight because this episode was the best episode so far of the season. I was like, I want to give it a 10. I want to give it a 10, girl, but I'm going to give it a 9.5. I'm going to give it a 9.5 because this episode was doing the damn thing. All right, y'all. So I guess we can just get with the first question. The first question is, what do you rate it?
This episode, it was a build-up episode for me. It was a build-up episode with a climax at the end, at the very end. So I want to say I'm usually low with my ratings, but I want to give it like a 7.5.
Oh wow!
This was,
this episode has so much going on.
Yeah, it had a lot going on.
It was a lot going on.
Is that like a low rating?
No, it's average, but I'm talking about based on.
I won't say it's average though. Can I take that? I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna give it a solid 8.
Okay, I give it a 9. I give it a 9. Hey Tim, hey Angela. Good to see you guys. Did y'all like the episode? Rate it down in the chat. Okay. Now, I want to start off with a question for
what happened? Oh my God. Am I here by myself?
Yes. My bad. My bad.
I said, what happened? Oh my God.
When I be trying to scroll, it ends up like taking me out the studio for some reason. I gotta be careful how I be scrolling and stuff like that. No, I'm gonna have a male panelist for season 2.
Okay.
We're gonna start fresh with season 2, you guys, with another person. I like the way 4 people look on the screen. It's a little bit more balanced, and then to get a male's perspective, you know what I'm saying? You know, switch it up a little bit. So I am looking for a male to join our panel. You have to have good audio and you have to have good video. So hit me up in my DM in Instagram. I will check you out there. Okay, so now I'm trying to find this question for you, Moochie. It's like a little trivia question. And it is, what character didn't we see in this episode?
Tyrion.
Good. Damn, you got it. I thought you wasn't going to get it.
Nah, I got it.
I thought that was going to be a
good question.
No Tyrion in this episode, and I believe this is the only.
I was just getting ready to say that.
The only episode that Tyrion was not in. So, in the whole saga of Game of Thrones, this is the only episode that we did not see Tyrion, and so that's why it stuck out to me the most to kind of bring it up as a question. Okay. So, what did you think about Tywin's introduction?
Look, he was very intimidated already once he was cutting up that deer or whatever it was. It was a deer, right? Yeah, so he was real intimidated in doing that. And they said, from what I heard, FYI, that was a real deer he did. That he got and stuff.
Right. And I believe that was foreshadowing as well. With you know, later on we see that Robert dies. And you know, that's his sigil, the deer. I'm trying to see. I loved I loved I thought I had a shot at him, but I don't think I do. Sorry about that. Now, what was your favorite scene in the show? In this
My
one?
favorite scene was, I thought things was gonna pan out different when he told Cersei that he knew that her children was her brothers, and he knew. I thought things was gonna pan out different. I'm coming back with fresh eyes, looking at it, and I thought that was gonna turn out different. It was two scenes that I like in this episode too, where we find out that Jon Snow is gonna be groomed to take charge, and how Sam figured it out. So that way he told him to, like, chill, be easy. You don't understand why you with him. You don't understand that he's grooming you to take over. And once he got that, then he was all right with it.
Okay. And I didn't even really catch that. So that was a great catch for you. I know that John was mad. He was pissed.
Yes, he was. He was pissed. He was like, I'm in here like being a maid. But he was like, you don't understand. You get to see all the notes. You get to see this. You get to see that. And when he said that, had him thinking.
Right. And that's why it's so important to get another person's perspective, because he was all
he was ready to, he was ready. Exactly.
Right. So yes. So my favorite scene ended up being God, it was so many for me. God damn.
Yeah, it was. This was a good episode. Maybe okay, 8.5, y'all. I changed my mind again. Look, I changed my mind again.
This was a good ass episode, y'all. I got so many notes, but one of my favorite scenes was the scene between Cersei and Ned. And
yeah, that was mine too.
Yeah, she actually said about the Game of Thrones. She actually that's the first time and the only time in the series that the name was said within the series. So she said, once you play a Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There is no middle ground. So that was like my best line. Oh man, it was so many meaty things that was going on with this dialogue. Littlefinger and Varys, they had a lot going on too. I was like, ooh.
And then we get his little backstory. So that
I loved it.
That was all interesting.
Tell us a little bit more about it, Moochie.
We get his backstory about how he was actually in love with Ned Stark's wife. I keep forgetting her name.
Catelyn.
With Cat. Mm-hmm. Well, he was in love with Cat, and he wanted to do the noble thing and challenge somebody to a duel, and he figured the whole David and Goliath thing. So he really thought he was gonna win, but nah, he almost died.
Right. And then
she spared his life.
Right. And then he also too said, that's when I found out that I couldn't win by playing their game. So he had to win with his wits. He had to win doing the sneaky stuff that he do. So I was just like, yes, I love that whole scene. It was great. Wasn't that Roz? Okay. I was
the one that showed the thing, her stuff to yeah, that was her. Because he was like, this is how they taught you how to do it in the North.
Right. Moochie, I need you to peek in on the comments because I've got a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes.
What's up, Jania? We got Angela Helper here. Tim Greenfield. Who else we got in the building? Something fell off my desk, but it'll have to wait till after. Anywho.
Yeah, Littlefinger and Varys, they was very cutthroat this particular episode, especially when we get to the end.
Yep.
When we get to that,
I was so mad at him.
I did tell you not to trust me. I loved it. Who did you think was the MVP
of this episode.
Yeah.
I have to say Cersei, because she calculated everything. And Ned really dropped the ball. He messed up. You don't tell nobody what your moves is going to be until you have everything situated. And he didn't have everything situated because he thought everybody was going to be honest like him. And that's where his downfall was.
Exactly. Okay. So the OMG moment of the episode for me was King Robert meeting his demise by a boar.
That was crazy.
I said, what? And then the way he said it, like he actually came out and said it. King Robert murdered by a boar. Like that sounds so, like, for that to be your legacy, that's what you
Look, we need Miss K on here, because I want her to tell me something about that part. So whenever she come, we're gonna have to, even if we passed it, we're gonna have to revisit that part, because I have a question about that and how it went down, if it really went down that way in the books, or whatever the case may be.
Let me get to the I'm gonna get to the thing, because I think I know what you're talking about. When they were kind of insinuating that that Lancel might have done that. You remember Varys and they were sitting up there and they was like, he made sure he had all his wine. And I was like, uh-oh.
Wow. So they made sure he drank when he was drunk.
And they might have put some poison in there, because I think she was like, Cersei actually had the plan in action that he was going to die anyway. Because that was what was, I think he would have died from poison. But just so happened that a boar did it. So it's just like one of those type things. Yeah. So that, hold on. I thought that was and she was scared. She was actually scared. I was looking at her, and when he said everybody leave out the room, she was like, "Just, oh, my sweets." And he was like, no,
you go too.
Right. He was like, get on out of here. I thought I had
out of here.
Right. I thought I had a picture of that damn Joffrey, his old crazy ass face, but it don't look like I captured it. When his father was dying. Well, the person that he assumed was his father. Okay. Yeah, I can't find it. But we go here. At the wall. You was already mentioning the wall, and what I want, Miss K is here. I didn't even realize it.
All right, so since we're gonna go, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Is that how Robert died in the woods hunting?
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened?
What? This is the second time.
Yeah, the boar hunting accident. The thing is, somebody's saying that Robert was poisoned, but I don't remember that being the case in the books. The whole point was that she knew that she could trust the fact that he was going to drink, and so the task was for Lancel to just keep giving him drink, keep giving it, because we know that's going to throw him off of his game, and it's going to eventually cause some kind of accident. I guess that was her hope or whatever, because the boar was what definitely killed him.
Right.
Okay.
But it was a plan, it was still a plan.
Yeah, there was a plan in action. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah, it wasn't poison, but it was a plan. That's why when you look back at that scene and you see how Lancel kept saying, "You want more?" He kept making sure he had more to drink. Like that was what he was tasked with. Hey everybody, hey Jania.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna ask you, since you're here now, we're gonna go back and I'm gonna ask you your rating, because this was the best episode of the season so far for me. I gave it a 9. Gucci gave it an 8.5. What do you give this episode?
I have to start getting better at rating episodes. Like that's in terms of like when I watch something, I don't really think about a rating. So I really should have. But I would probably say a 9 as well. If not a 10, because so many things went down, and these are really pivotal moments where it's just all stuff is about to go to hell after this.
Yes.
That's exactly what it was, this episode, a pivotal moment. Good.
Yeah.
Chose I like that.
Thank you. So yeah, this is when it all goes downhill, guys.
Right. And fast.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I also asked Moochie what was her favorite scene.
It could be more than one.
Yeah. My favorite scene. I have to be honest, I didn't get a chance to rewatch. I saw this episode, I think maybe a week or so. I'm not sure, because I was watching. I didn't get a chance to watch. Okay. But wow. You guys might have to refresh my memory.
I think for me, I like the Ned and Cersei, where she actually said, when you play Game of Thrones, you win or you die.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so mad at Ned for showing his hand. I was like, what are you doing?
And that's what I didn't understand either. He showed his hand. He know how she get down.
He's stupid. He's just dumb, and that's why they always. There's a running joke about the Starks that they're just freaking stupid. And even when we go towards, later seasons,
made that little
they play. Remember that play that they did in like season 5 or something? They made Ned look like a dummy. Right. Because that's what they basically say. You already heard Littlefinger say the Starks have, slow minds, quick tempers and slow minds,
Right.
And so, but I didn't choose that as my favorite. I don't even think I have a favorite, which is probably why it's hard. But I didn't choose that as my favorite because I didn't particularly like the fact that happened. That he told
That's
her.
True. That's
you know
true.
what I mean? Like, why are you doing it? You're such a freaking idiot.
I just thought it was really, really important.
Of course, it was definitely important. Absolutely, and you just see that Cersei is the wrong person for you to tell your plans to. She's going to work and do whatever she can. Now Ned is over here thinking, "Oh, I'm an honorable man. I'm trying to save the children. I'm trying to save you from Robert's wrath and all of this stuff." And it's almost like him opening his mouth. You would say that kind of put Cersei on Robert's tail to have him killed. But at the same time, if you go according to the books, she was already trying to have him killed.
Right.
She was trying to get him to do a jousting with the mountain and stuff. So she already was trying to have him killed.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, I know. I heard you guys talking
all along.
Yeah, I heard you guys.
Oh, go ahead.
I heard you guys talking about the scene where Jon Snow at the wall, they were all getting their little positions at the wall and stuff. And Jon was so sure that he was going to be a ranger. This is almost like a dream come true for him. And, Thorne, he's not trying to, he's all smug when he finds out that he has to be a steward. He's like, are you freaking kidding me? Everybody knew Jon was going to be a ranger. They was looking like, what? Everybody was shocked. Like, are you kidding me? A steward? How? Right. Where?
Right.
And I like that scene right there is one of the best things. Like I think I heard you saying, Moochie, was that when Sam had to remind him, you got to look at the bigger picture, and it's deeper than that. If you are working close to the Lord Commander, that means that he sees something in you and he's trying to groom you. And so and I like that because that's really what it seemed like was going on. And he was so in his head and in his feelings that he couldn't even step aside and see none of that.
And see the bigger picture.
Right.
Yeah, I absolutely love that Moochie brought that up for me because I totally kind of downplayed that, and it didn't even click for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, well, I already had like what was significant that happened at the wall. They pledged and all. We already went through that. Okay,
Yeah.
so do y'all have a I call bullshit scene? Something that was unrealistic. It probably was Ned showing his hand. That would be the I call bullshit. Like, are you
Probably.
that
Yeah.
dumb? Are
Yeah.
you that dumb?
Clearly, he must be right.
You know what?
I wish I would have honestly
Oh.
watched the episode. Like Moochie even knows I have things going on over here right now, so I wish I would have been able to watch the episode so I could really have it clear in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really have an I call BS moment. Maybe the most I call BS moment was when that conversation between Tywin Lannister and this is my memory right now. Tywin and Jamie. When he was talking about, he was saying, you cannot, he's like, so you are going to raise an army for you do care. You're going to raise an army for Tyrion, whatever. And he said, no, he's a Lannister. So we cannot just have somebody taking him without impunity. Like there has to be consequences when you come after a Lannister. And so he was like, so the lion does care about the opinion of the sheep, and he said, no, because I forgot that response that he came with, but that was almost like, Jamie,
his response was
Jamie kind of like calling him out, like I call BS. You know what I'm saying? But it really just shows you that it's when it suits Tywin. You know what I'm saying? Right. When it suits you, I could be. These are the rules over here. And if not, then I can go against what I'm normally telling you, So that's the scene where I would say I'll call bull. And I feel like it was Jamie that called bull on his father, but he tried to listen. His argument when he came back to it was like, oh, okay, because he was like, that's a fact or something like that. Right. But still, Jamie, I feel, was right what he said, because at the end of the day, you do care. Right. If you're saying that this is our reputation, then you do care.
So you do care.
Yes. So I call bull.
Right. Absolutely. Perfect. What about you, Moochie?
With this whole scene, I like the fact that he did call BS with his dad, but he let him know that if you do certain things, it's gonna make you look powerless. Mm-hmm. And he had to let him know what it is. Like, but he doesn't want to be a leader anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Right. He don't want to do anything that has him taking him away from Cersei, honey. Because he's that position that he has, it frees him from marrying, it frees him from taking up the mantle and everything. He doesn't have once you're a guard or whatever the heck he is, a king's guard, you don't marry, you don't have children, you don't have land, all that stuff, right? Because your place is with the king guarding him and all that stuff. So that's where he wants to be, because as long as he's over there by the king, he's in the castle and he's with Cersei. So
right. She was nasty tail.
Yes, she's basically ruling the way he lives. And she don't mind, because she over here having, doing her thing with the freaking boy.
And you know what other part I called BS on?
What's that?
When Rob got oh, heck, I can't think of his name. When he got back from getting stabbed by the boy, right? Mm-hmm. Why didn't he tell him right away and they put everything into effect while he was still alive? They knew he was dying.
Right. He didn't want to hurt him. That's why he worded everything, the dictation, he worded it in a way where it didn't solidify Joffrey as the one. He didn't mention a name when he wrote it in. When he said he put the true heir. Robert told him to put my son Joffrey comes of age or whatever. And Ned put true heir instead of what he told him to put. And he's looking at it like, this is my friend. He's dying. I don't want that to be
that's his problem. This is where he messed up
everything.
Again.
Yeah, everything is, honor. And even in the book, in that moment, it tells you that he was feeling some type of way. And I mean, he was hurt at this moment right here. And he felt sad. He wanted, like, I really enjoyed this part in the books, because he was in the show. It didn't show how he was, emotional about it. he said, "Don't go in the book. Don't go. Don't leave." You know, he was like really showing emotion about his friend dying. So I like that part, and they really kept that out of it. I feel like they kind of made Ned really stoic and more just, you know, straight about my business. But in the book, he had a little more, you know, he had a lot going through his head. He had a lot. There was a lot of thinking with Ned going on in the books as well. So,
okay. Yeah, so R.I.P. to King Robert Baratheon.
Yeah, I give him MVP.
Yes, MVP. Okay, MVP of the episode, King Robert.
For me, I'm gonna say King Robert because this is his last moments, and I felt like he tried to do one last thing, you know, try to do something right before he left. You know, and he even admitted to, you know, I know I wasn't the best king and I wasn't the best father. So can you please try to look out for Joffrey and stuff like that? So
I'm
just gonna have to give him the old MVP. Why not?
Okay, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Okay, y'all. So what about? Damn, son, I wasn't expecting that.
I know exactly what I'm gonna say.
That is the absolute last episode. I mean, the last
moment.
Last moment of yes. So go ahead, Ms. K.
The part where, you know, Ned was coming into the Red Keep, well, the throne room, and he thought he had everything in the bag. The King's Guard, everybody, the gold cloaks, you know, get the children, escort the Cersei and the kids out of here. And what freaking happens? They seize his men instead, and they put and then he come Littlefinger with the with the freaking knife to his throat.
And that looked like that was the knife that he used to try to kill
that special dagger, that special Valyrian steel dagger, that infamous.
Yes. So yeah, I was not expecting that. I was like, oh my God. And then, but I think I should have expected it because Littlefinger actually said something. He was like this, who do the people work for? You know, if you got the whole, if you got these people acting like the king, and then you got these people acting like they're in charge, who do the soldiers work for? He said the man who pays him. So that was a pivotal moment that I'm like, oh, he done hit him with the okey doke, the switcheroo.
And you know, you're right, because honestly, that particular part where he put the knife to Ned's throat, that wasn't surprising to me. What was surprising was how all the gold cloaks and everything turned on Ned, because that was the whole plan for everybody to go in. You know what I'm saying? And they turned on him, and I was just like, oh shoot, like this freaking. He really don't got this, but that's what he get. You know why? Hold on, Moochie. I'm sorry. You know why? Because Renly was right. We got to get this. We got to go now.
No, that's what you taking out of my mouth right now. That's what I was coming with. That's what I told him.
He told him. Yeah. I was just like,
he had his last warning, and he still didn't take heed to it. And I was like, oh my God. And then they was like, well, where's they was like, oh, he left out of here. And once he heard that, he knew things was going left.
He was on the first thing smoking because he know how it go down.
Exactly. If anybody, you want to say anything about Renly, boy, he knew. He knew what was up. I would have been the same way, like, oh, it's going down. Robert's dead. Okay, it's time to go.
Right. Absolutely.
We got Cersei in charge. We got to get her out of here ASAP.
I don't know what Tim is putting. He trying to put his number. What you trying to have somebody holler at him? Tim Greenfield, what you trying to do?
Oh, Tim, yeah.
601. He putting his own number in there.
Tim. Look at he got the he left. What kind of number is that? I have to think about this. Who is that? Creep ambassador.
Who was the creep ambassador of this episode? I got the moment. I got it, but I'm gonna let Moochie take a stab at it first.
Well, we didn't even get to Daenerys yet. So look, I'm waiting to get Dia.
Oh gosh. Oof.
I'm sorry, y'all. Trying to.
They said that wound stunk so bad in the book.
Yeah,
and it was disgusting and ugly and it was terrible.
And he's like, I want everybody to eat from the ball.
Yeah,
kill the king.
Yep. That's why I give him an MVP, because he was gangster to the last moment. Like,
I want
you should have seen it, Ned. I ran my whatever the heck he said, how he killed the boar. I want everybody to taste the boar.
That killed the king.
Yeah. Say, go ahead, Robert. Go out like a G.
He did go out like a G though.
Right. Right.
Oh man. So tell me what's the creep moment? I mean, listen,
it
what's
was
his name?
It was
Littlefinger is always a freaking creep.
It was Theon for me.
Who?
Theon, when he was Osha, when he was
getting
ready to assault her.
Yeah.
Creep.
Look, he gonna get his.
Maester Lewin got in there and was like, hello. He's like, next time I may not be this close. So
she was like, he don't scare me. She didn't seem like she was scared of him anyway, but he was just trying to act like he knows so much. And she was correct. And she was like, how you a lord if your father a lord?
Right. She was calling him out on his shit too.
Calling him out on all his BS.
That could have been an I smell BS moment too.
How you a lord and your father a lord?
I was like, it's just so weird to me that he always is just sex driven.
Yeah.
That's all he thought about. Like, you know, and I was just like, oh, you know what? Do something else. Like,
his number one, his number one piece is gone. She done went to Winterfell. King's Landing.
Yeah, Miss K, you have something in the backstage you want?
That was it was something I wanted to share that I found with like some then and now pictures.
Okay,
that's how he looks.
Yeah, that's how he's looking now. I don't know if it's for a role, but that's how he's looking now.
Wow, he looks like a different person.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. And then look at Joffrey.
Wow.
I think I got an email of that one.
Is he still acting?
No,
because they say he's not acting no more, and they said it's because of this
show
and of the death threats he got. Like they was giving him death threats like Tariq.
Yeah, and they said that his him, the actor Jack Gleason, was the sweetest person ever.
Yeah,
and for people to do that, like it's a role. Like stop doing. You have to separate.
I don't understand people.
Separate them. The boy is doing a phenomenal job at playing the villain. Just respect that. What are you doing that for? So he walked away from acting, and they said that even when he left the show, they said it was a sad day because of his presence was just such, he was just such a joy to be around, such a nice guy.
I know. But he probably was sweet behind the scenes. As soon as they yell action, he's right back to, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So, and these people, they really create a bond, so it's hard when they leave. And look at Ramsay, he looks still crazy.
He do.
He still looks crazy. And so I just have one more, and this is Rickon. His name is Art Parkinson. Look how cute he was over
here. He was a little boy.
Yeah, he's so cute. And look at him on this side.
Yeah, he didn't have any part. He was really, really like a sub character.
And now they're trying to say that maybe his parts in the book are supposed to get, I don't know, added. I don't know, but so far, not really. So, that's about that. But I just wanted to share that because what I was trying to share some quotes, but I didn't, like I said, I didn't have time. So this is what I had time for because I had already taken these pictures, I think last week or in the beginning of this week. So I kind of already had that prepared. So it's like I wanted to come to the table with something little then and now.
Yeah, gotcha.
Eli Manning. Oh, wow.
Okay, so the next we did favorite scene. What about the favorite monologue? Like we had a lot of juicy nuggets, and I think the ones that are most important for me, we already said about Ned and Cersei, but the was Varys and Littlefinger. They were like
always
making these chess moves and moving these pieces, and
yes.
He was even when Littlefinger came to Ned and he was talking to him and he was saying, you should do this, you're gonna put Joffrey on the throne and do this and do this, you need to make peace with your enemies and stuff like that. And I was just like I said, this episode was so meaty for me, like just the back and forth dialogue between them. I also Moochie already mentioned about how Varys was telling his backstory. So we got the backstory about how he challenged Brandon Stark to a duel. He lost it, and then now he has to be, he got to fight the other way because he's not of brawn. He got to do, with his hand and stuff like that.
I feel like he
Winter Dickinson person.
Can you guys hear me? Because I pressed mute.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I feel like any scene where Varys has any dialogue that Varys has with somebody else, I love every last scene that he has with somebody else. There's something about the way he delivers his lines and also that storytelling element. It's just, I just love it. So, and then, but the best ones is when he goes back and forth with Littlefinger. It's like, oh my gosh, this is just that. I mean, I can't even tell you. It's one of those things that really made me fall in love with this show, honestly, too, is because it's just the way, it's some of the storytelling and it's some of the lines in the dialogue.
Yeah,
and it's just like, yo, this gives me this feeling. It's like, and that's the part that makes it nostalgic too, because it's like, I want to go back to the days where I didn't know what was going to happen, and I'm new, and I'm, it's fresh for me, but it's all right.
Right.
I can kind of get a little bit of that first high. Yeah. When I watch it again.
And the acting is so stellar. It's so on point. It doesn't even look like we're looking at actors. It's looking like we're just kind of just into that world and just seeing it. I was like, it's just so good. It is so good.
Yep.
It really
the whole world.
A whole new world.
So we had I'm gonna get to the comments after we touch on a few other things. Okay, so let's talk about Daenerys a little bit.
Okay, let's go there.
We're gonna talk about Daenerys. Now it looks like she done learned the language. She got it down pat, right?
She got the language good, and she know how to smooth talk him.
Yes. And so oh yeah, wait a minute, I can't skip that scene.
This is not pre-recorded support gaming. What are you talking about?
Yes, it's not pre-recorded.
So okay, just get rid of the bot that's in there though. Winter's Dickinson.
Oh, Winter Dick. Okay, yeah.
Get that person out of there.
The earth ends.
Kick rocks with flip flops and no socks.
Jump in the lake.
I'm trying to.
Here, Shaggy Dog.
We are here. So basically, Daenerys was actually trying to talk him into wanting the throne. You know what I'm saying? So she was just like, he was like, I don't need all that. All I need is my horse. And, so he was still kind of on the fence about it or whatever. And
then they think that the sea salt kills the horses.
Okay.
I mean, it does, but there's other ways that they could drink regular water. They could get water.
I think it's they're afraid of boats and water and stuff like that. So they're not even thinking of
to be able to get across it.
Yeah.
So they were thinking about that as well. And then I think didn't she say something about the dragons? Or did she talk? Was that the conversation that she was having with the
conversation she had with
Jor
was about the dragons, and he still doesn't believe that the dragons exist. He's just like, we just heard stories. Have you ever seen one? I haven't seen one. And that's basically what he was telling her. Like you putting all your eggs in one basket with this thing, so to say, and we don't even know if it's true for real.
Right. Yep. So we're gonna run on over to when she was at the marketplace, and so Joy ended up getting a pardon, and that came from the spider, right?
A royal pardon.
The royal
that's
pardon.
Supposed to be from. That's supposed to be from the king. Supposed to be,
but I don't think so.
I don't know who. I mean, the king.
They never made it clear, to be honest.
Like he,
you know, it was a royal pardon, but I just
it
said it's coming from the spider, that it was Varys behind that.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that's because it's something that happens, and that's why I'm just gonna leave it alone.
No, don't give a spoiler.
Yeah, you have the yeah. That's why I don't want to say anything, because it was a situation that happened. But yeah, he.
Oh, Angela helped us. I didn't realize he was spying for Varys.
Yeah, he's the spy.
Yeah, he and it's him and what's his name? What's the guy in Illyrio? They're behind all that. They're working together, so you know.
So he still was a traitor in some ways, right?
Varys is still working for the king, because the king knows about all of this, and that's why they're able to come back. Anytime they hear about her being pregnant, this, that, and the third, they're the reason why they know it is because of Jorah.
Wow, I did not know that.
That's why the pardon. Yeah, so that's why the pardon, it may come from Varys, but by way of command. You know what I'm saying? From Robert or something like that. So, but like you said, they never made that clear. But I always thought it came from Varys. Yeah. Nita, you are muted. Muted, my lady.
Sorry, I was trying to remove the bot, and so I had to go into real YouTube and go into the chat and get him out.
Oh, wow.
He's out now, and I didn't want it to, like the feedback to kind of, so I put it on or whatever. So we have this guy come up on the scene. Come up on the scene trying to be slick. And when he found out that he was in the presence of Daenerys of House of Targaryen, he tries to give her a special drink, a special cocktail.
Yeah, and he sees all of that over there, Joy. He sees all of this transpiring and how his tone changed when he found out who she was.
Yeah. And the thing that got me about it, when he got the pardon and he can go back home, he didn't want to, because he was in love with Khaleesi already. Like, he didn't want to leave her. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it gave him so much pause. Like, he was like, I wasn't even thinking I was gonna go home. Like, so
yeah.
That was one other thing that I wanted to.
But then he continued to spy. Like, continued to do his job. Like, what do you?
That's crazy.
He had to go tell him that she was pregnant. Like, what the heck?
Right.
And Angela helped us say at that point only Robert was looking for her.
Yeah.
Jorah went for a ride the night he heard she was pregnant. That's right. What? I didn't even peep that crafty.
Yeah. He left. Remember?
Yeah, he did.
Remember we were talking about it, and we said, why did he have to leave at that very moment?
Why as soon as she found out she was pregnant, he left and came back.
Yeah, he got up. You're like, why? Why'd you have to do it right then? Why couldn't you wait? But
because he a snitch. That's why. Just
had to go right away.
Just what Crafty said. He a snitch.
And what snitches get? They got to go.
He gonna get something all right for snitching.
So when Jorah, he came out and he was like, you first.
Yeah.
He broke out. And the Dothraki, they don't have to chase you.
I know. We get that whip and then he grabbed him by the neck of the feet. Took him down. I like the way they took the brother off the horse.
Listen, though, why they had him naked like that and his little thing swinging around? I'm like, oh my gosh. It was flopping like big floppy donkey.
I thought I screenshotted that. I don't see it though. I said I thought I screenshotted it. That particular scene.
You know you can't put that up there. You would get a violation. His Franks and beans was all over the place.
Right.
Floppy.
Sausage.
So this sent Drogo into a spiral.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, absolutely not. And so and then that was a thing that kind of got him on board with getting the throne. If you notice in his thing, in his delivery,
that set him off with that monologue he was spewing.
Right. Mm-hmm. He was saying that my son will sit on the throne. I'm going to get the throne for you. And I mean, the stuff that he was saying was so vile and so barbaric about Arn, the women and slaves.
Arn the women turning the kids into slaves, all of that.
And that's the thing, like Daenerys, like this is the man she loves, but do you not hear what the heck he's saying? With these,
she wasn't paying attention to all that. All she's thinking about is, I'm gonna get my 7 kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This was her. She was like
not thinking. She was like turned on by it to me.
Yeah.
Because he was saying everything that she wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Right. She basically blacked out all that other crap about doing different things to women
and violating everybody.
Yeah. So I honestly I don't know if I ever cared for Drogo.
I liked him. I don't know why.
I mean, because that's what's his name? Jason Momoa.
Maybe that's what it is.
I think that's what it was for most women, but I hated his voice. His voice just didn't do it for me. I hated it. And then the language, he made the Dothraki language sound like disgusting. If you guys ever watched was it Spartacus? They had like the Germans or whoever they were, and they said, "Oh, it's such a disgusting language." The way I don't know if it was German, I forgot what it was, but they were saying one of those languages where it was just a nasty. The way it sounds is so disgusting. But that's kind of how the Dothraki language is. But when Khaleesi says it, it's not bad. But Drogo, with his voice sound like he got something stuck in his throat. It just sounds horrible. And I always wonder, why did they make it have to sound like that?
Because he's barbaric. They wanted him to sound barbaric.
But everybody else,
he don't sound like a caveman.
Everybody is supposed to be barbaric on there, but everybody don't sound like this. What the heck is that?
I'm a nut.
Oh my god!
Don't mind me, y'all. I'm a nut. I like to have fun though.
Stand it.
He was like spewing everything and walking back and forth with his rant.
Yeah.
Jania said I had to put him on mute.
Right. I couldn't stand. When him and Khaleesi fell in love, I softened up to him, but I just was like, I can't take his.
Oh, look, you like, here he come. Let me put my TV on mute. That's it.
Okay. Let's switch it up.
Oh my god.
We got
Ghost.
Ghost coming up with the White Walker hand. Is that a White Walker hand, or is that just
that's a dead person hand?
Is that somebody that they killed?
That's somebody that they killed in terms.
Okay. Yeah, and when they put them all in those the symbols, how they, and I was so mad about that because I felt like we needed some payoff with that. Them how they was putting they was chopping up the bodies and they was making these symbols, and we never got any payoff of what it meant. You know,
they never told us what the heck that was all about. Like, what is that?
A lot of plots, a lot of storylines were abandoned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I gotta go. That's why I want to continue to read the books, because they might have something about it in there. I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Further down.
I think I'm gonna do the thing where they read to me.
I have two.
Yeah.
I have two of no, I have one. And it's not the same for me because sometimes you can't tell who's talking. Like who's saying what. So I had to get the book, and then I have the books, and I'll be like sometimes reading along with the Audible, like following along. But I just don't think that it's I don't know. The Audible didn't work for me. I'm a bookworm anyway, so I don't know. But the way the guy, he didn't even like change his voice. You know how some people they
I want
change
somebody that's gonna be animated.
Yes, he's just regular, and he doesn't change his voice that much. Like if
and
he
it's
talks
only
like
one person that do the audibles.
And if he talks like a child, he will do a voice change. But then if he's doing two men, if it's not an old man, he won't change his voice. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
So did he do the old lady when she said, "I know that the White Walkers"?
He probably, I think he does make his voice a little, weird.
when she was telling Brand the stories. You like the scary stories.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yep. So, you guys, I was impressed. I was kind of impressed with Joffrey. For him to kind of not be taught by his father, because his father wasn't doing anything. He was whoring and just running amok. Mm-hmm. But I think when he got into power, he actually was like, the way he was talking, you wouldn't even think that he was just like, I think he's about 12, 13, maybe.
Yeah, I think he's 13
about
14.
That old. And I was like, he was doing the damn thing. What y'all think about Cersei ripping up that damn piece of paper?
Yo,
I hated that. I got tired of that.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, how she do that? And that's the king's words. But that's because he showed his hand.
Yeah.
No, that's
already
because
had everything orchestrated.
That's because she's Tywin's daughter, and she feels like she can get away with that crap.
She did.
Because everybody, and that's why she keeps ripping up the papers, because she knows that her father is paying all of the men in that room. They're not gonna do nothing to her. But you see how Lord, Sir Barristan was like, those are the king's words. You know what I mean? Like he's just one of the few men of honor.
That was the thing. Ned really messed up. He really, really messed up. Like this should have been a decree that was made before he died, and then maybe somebody would have respected it. Then he gets notified talking about King Joffrey wants to see you in the. I said, oh my God, they done hit the switcheroo on them. I was like, oh. So yeah, that's my that's this moment for me. Y'all know what this acronym mean? I know you fucking lying.
Oh, I don't even see that. I know.
Yeah,
all I see is YFL. You effing lying.
Yeah, I know you. I was like, oh my God, like this is really happening. This was just it was a mess. It was a mess. I was very, very upset with Ned, because at the end of the day, it was his doing. It was what he didn't do. It was what he did do.
Yeah.
I was like, he made so many mistakes this episode. It was just unbelievable.
He made so many mistakes because he thought everybody was gonna have to live under honor and be honest. And that's not the world that we're living in.
Right.
Oh, well, them. You know what I'm saying, y'all.
Right.
The thing for me is, if you are going to take on this position that your best friend wants you to take and all that stuff, you should have said no if you don't know how to play the game right. You can have your honor, but you got to know how to play the game. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, that just because you have honor, it doesn't mean that you need to be stupid. And basically what I'm saying is, if I know I'm in a place that if I say too much, it could be a detriment to my life.
Exactly.
Then I'm not gonna say that. Because that's not honorable, so I have to tell the truth. No, I don't have to tell the truth. If I'm trying to get to a certain point, and I'm also here to be the hand and do my job well and right, I'm not gonna tell everything, you know. And he just had no. I know this is not the streets, but you might as well say he literally had, for them, this is no street smarts. You go to the Capitol, you have to know how to play the game.
Right.
He had no business. And for me, I feel like if he had no business, I mean, if he didn't know what he was getting into, or he didn't know how to play the game, or he refused to play the game, then you shouldn't have been a party. You should have said, no, I can't. I'm sorry. You know that I'm too real for that. I can't lie to save my life. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Then you can't do it.
Right.
And what's his name should have known that too, but I guess he didn't.
And the thing is that he knew full well. He said to his daughters, we're in danger.
Yes.
Basically, he knew full well what was going on. He understood and grasped. He said it to Cersei. He was like this, my boy saw y'all. That's why you tried to kill him. I was just
and that's why I didn't understand why he didn't get them out of town sooner.
Just a mess. Just a mess. Did I touch on everything, y'all?
Pretty much.
I think so, yeah.
I think we're gonna
you know what else I wanted to touch on before we
okay.
When Littlefinger told him, look, you either bend the knee and then we'll take over later and have your daughter marry Joffrey, and then we will handle the situation this way. He didn't want to listen to nobody.
Right. Right. And everybody was telling him right. And he was just like digging his heels in. Yeah. I'm like, well, if that's the hill you're gonna die on.
It's like he wasn't listening to no.
He wasn't.
Nobody.
And not for nothing, when I first started watching this, I really thought it was gonna be all about him in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Because you remember him, his character from Lord of the Rings. So I figured he was gonna be like the big man, and because of who he played previously. Mm-hmm. This whole thing sent me for a loop.
Right.
But it was a good episode. I really liked it. This is when I seen this, I was like, oh, I gotta see the next episode.
Right.
Especially the way it ended.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely. And then I also, did you guys think Littlefinger, was that the plan all along? Was to get Ned executed so that he could possibly have a chance with Cat?
I think with Littlefinger, he goes with the circumstance. When he was trying to he had an opportunity in the book to try to, like I told you guys, to try to take him through this whole little back area where he could have fell and broke his neck, Ned. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the game, I think he really was trying to warn Ned, like, if you want to do it like this, then this is what you can, do this and that, and I'll have all of these people together or whatever. Mm-hmm. But when he saw that it was, Ned wasn't listening and Renly done freaking left the scene and all that, he's going to take the side of the winning. He's going to take the winning side because he has to make sure that he stays in the game at this point. Right. So I think that's what it was with him.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. Who knows? But I just don't think that his main, he loves Kat, but I don't think that's his end game. Having her is not his end game. It's the power. Mm-hmm. And the lands and the titles and all that stuff.
Exactly. But you know what? I feel like his decision was made because, he already we don't know this yet, but he already had the sister in line too, right? That's a spoiler alert, right? So I feel like that was his backup plan. But then once he saw Ned not heeding to what he was saying, he figured he'd take a stab at that.
Yeah.
He figured, look, now I'm gonna get the girl I really want. If I get him out the way.
She said, did you peep that he didn't even think Kat was pretty?
Yeah, he was like, she's just average, but
her name,
her lineage, right?
Yeah. The name, the lineage.
Her lineage, like, because she's from royalty.
The house.
Yeah. So the house.
Who said she's not pretty?
He said that to
Littlefinger said it.
Littlefinger said that to them. Yeah. The bloodline. He said she has a good bloodline. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
She's not that attractive, but I'm in love with her because of her bloodline. Really?
See?
Right.
That's why I said at the end of the day, it really wasn't about her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's about that money.
Look,
Money and power and powder.
Chat, girl.
Money and power. I don't like that song. Anyway.
Wait a minute. I thought I had a video of me. A Game of Thrones video of me. Let me see. Is that? Oh no, that was Indiana Jones. I was trying. I thought I did Khaleesi. Like I think I did, but I must didn't upload it to the thing. So sorry, y'all. I was going to show y'all a cute little Khaleesi video of me. I'll have that next time.
Oh, okay. Sure, I might have to get one and do one too then. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know how to do it.
I think that's it for us.
Yes.
That is
it for an hour.
Yes.
And we talked about everything. I thought this was a freaking awesome episode. R.I.P. to King Robert. Yes.
Baratheon. I love that last name, honestly. Baratheon.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, I know we're about to leave, but they have my favorite saying. They have my favorite house saying. Their saying is even gangster. I think it's ours is the fury. I just love that. You know all houses have a saying.
They have their little okay.
They're, like the what's House Stark has winter is coming and whatever. Tyrell is a rose growing strong or always growing strong or something stupid like that. But ours is the fury is the Baratheon, and it's amazing because he was like this ferocious guy, and he was he was a true soldier,
right,
a real fighter. So I'm like, it's funny that's the house. Those are the words of his house. That's what it's called, house words or something like that. So they got my favorite ones. That's all.
Yeah. So you guys don't forget about the giveaway. I don't have the picture to kind of tell you, but go in the description box and understand what the giveaway is given, and make sure you just keep on rocking with us because we love talking Game of Thrones. We had a great time tonight. I watched this episode like 4 or 5 times because it was just so good, and I had like so many notes. I was just like, "Girl." So it was a lot. So your girl loved it. The Diva loved it. I give it a 9, and yeah. So we are coming back, and it's only ramping up. It's ramping up. We're actually getting ready to hit a tipping point. So so I'm excited for next week. Make sure y'all come back and join us.
Come back. We're gonna have more stuff.
Yes, and to the giveaway. Subscribe to the ladies' channels. Moochie just hit 1,000 subscribers. Yay! So we're so happy for her. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment in the comments so we can get it kind of going in the algorithm, so we can kind of like get in there somewhere.
Exactly. And if you are here for the rewatch, just put rewatch in the chat.
Yes, replay.
And that'll keep it moving. Put some hammers up too, y'all.
Amen to that.
So yes, congratulations.
Thank you, support gaming.
Yeah, us girls, we've been working really, really hard trying to, establish ourselves in these YouTube streets, as we should say. Yeah. So, do y'all want to say what are we doing? What's coming up next? I guess Power is coming up next for everybody.
Power and Snowfall. If y'all didn't check out my trailer review of Snowfall, please do. It's on my channel.
Yes, it's very good. She did a very good breakdown.
Thank you.
And tomorrow we're supposed to be doing we're going to be talking about episode number 2 of The Wire, and I'm not sure of a time right now, so just have that notification on, and
It's gonna be in the afternoon
Stay
towards
tuned
the evening, y'all.
Stay tuned for I mean, keep a lookout on my community tab as well. My community channel. I mean, community tab. Sorry, I'm tired.
And Miss K is doing Bel Air as well, so she is doing episodes. So make sure you check that out.
I'm trying to get it up, but I ain't fast enough like
that. I have to do number 3 and 4. So.
The new one just came out today.
Last night. It was very good.
So. It was good.
I didn't even watch it yet, so maybe I will do that.
Work it out, baby. Work it out.
All right, ladies.
All right.
We'll see y'all next time. Everybody in the chat, you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. Help I am.
Yes.
Thank you, Nia. You have a wonderful weekend too, Am.